Not going to be long, just going to be for a couple of minutes. Just going to be for a couple of minutes. I know I've done a lot of coverage on Kanye West situation, uh, and just so that way we can look at things. Those that follow me can really view his situation, what's taking place, from a lessons learned perspective. Because there's a lessons learned in all of this, from this situation. Get to see all the different players, how media function, even what to do, what not to do. There's a lot that we can learn from this whole situation. And so, for me, and I'll reiterate this, though I may not agree with everything that Kanye West has have said, I think he could have been more chose a better selection of words. His word selection could have been better. And even how he expressing and articulating certain things could be better. But at the same time, I'm not going to completely disregard and dismiss everything that have taken place, right? Uh, so with that being said, Adidas supposedly canceled Kanye West, but I just read an article how Adidas is still going to sell some of Kanye West's products. They removed his name, but they're still going to have some of his sneakers, some of his shoes. They're still going to sell it out of the store so that way Kanye can't sell them. You hear what I'm saying? They're still going to sell Kanye West some of his stuff to prevent him from selling it independently. Come on, family. If they completely separated themselves from Kanye West, why are they still selling his product? Why are they still going to sell some of his stuff, minus his name being in their store? Which further solidify what Kanye has said from the beginning about, far as the businesses. That's what I want to make it clear, because if I'm not clear, people would try to take my words out of context. And what I mean by that, I'm not referring to the DEFCON 3 comments that he posted, but what I am pointing at is the things that he pointed out about the control. And if you guys, I'm going to upload it to here as well. Russell Simmons talked about how uh, the Jews, right, control everything. I mean, he literally talks about it, even though his angle was a little different. His angle was, hey, referring to the Jewish people as from a perspective of, hey, we could learn a lot from them. They helped pioneer hip hop. That was his approach. That was his angle on it. He said how they helped him with his clothing and 71 businesses and all those different things. But one thing he did point out is that all these different functions, or should I say conferences, and that he's gone to, whether it's for clothing, whether it's for jewelry, whether it's for the business, that's all he saw. He made it clear it was Jews, Assyrian Jews. That was primarily the people that was running all these different the distribution and all those things. But so when we get back to the Adidas situation, because you guys already know that Adidas was created by two brothers who were Nazis. Adidas is the combination of both of them, both of their names. Adidas, Adidas, right? So that's the abbreviation of the first name of the combination of the first name of these two brothers. And then just doing more research, when they split, the other form Puma, Puma, is part of that. So Adidas was built on and built by people from the Nazi group, right? But yet we see them supposedly canceling Kanye West, right? But they're still going to sell some of his sneakers to prevent, to keep that's going to prevent him from being able to sell those items. They're still going to sell some of those items. They're taking his so-called overall brand out, taking his removed his name, but they still going to sell the sneakers. Think about that, family. Think about that. Let that resonate. Let that resonate. So all what they did, all this grandstanding, to give this impression that they completely severed ties with Kanye, they are still going to pay him money because they are still going to have his product inside his store, in their stores, but they're just not going to mention his name. They're just not going to, I guess, put his name over the brand of some of those items. But they're making it so that way he can't, if he chooses to sell those items independently, he can't. You know, so yeah, Josiah, about Jesse Owens, Adidas had Jesse Owens endorsing. You know what? Even then, that still doesn't take away from the whole situation with Adidas. And look at Jesse Owens when you really study Jesse Owens. Jesse Owens died broke. You know, he accomplished so much. He died broke. You know, think about how he was being treated by this country. Jesse Owens, when you really do the research on it, think about how he was treated in this country. He made it clear he got treated terrible in this country. We know that Hitler refused to shake his hand. And again, Adidas is a Nazi company that was created by Nazis. And of course, they was trying to make money as well. So, oh, I got you. Oh no, I'm just saying that that's a good or bad. I got you. I got you. I got you. I didn't know that I thought you was I got you. I understand. My bad, my brother. I got you. I see I see where you're going at for that. When you read these comments, you can see it a little different. But family, what are we going to do about it? Knowing the contradictions, what are we going to do about it? What are we, the are we going to still support these different products? And it doesn't have to be because of Kanye, but just knowing the history. Just knowing the history of what we're starting to learn about these different companies. Why? When are we going to start really coming together and being a unified, forming a unified front so we can say enough is enough with all this foolishness that we're witnessing right now? We should be tired of these different groups playing our community. You got Chase. Guess what? I already dealt with Chase. They had slaves, used slaves as collateral. So they were vital. They were instrumental part of being part of the slave trade or the World War, transatlantic World War, as well as Wachovia, some of the other banks. Man, when are we going to say enough is enough? We're going to stop financing the very people that have oppressed our people. Yes, we can sit here and talk about what we don't agree with Kanye, and we could talk about how he said this about our own people, how he said that about our own people. But guess what? We see people that have done just as bad, if not worse, and we're still supporting them. Come on now. I'm not gonna call no names out because I'm not gonna say names, but you guys know there's plenty within our community that we still stick by. Matter of fact, it's plenty that's outside our community. There's plenty that played a major role in the slave trade that we're still endorsing anyway. Some of you still going to wear your Adidas. Some of you guys are still going to wear your Pumas. Some of you guys are still going to wear your Louis Vuitton. You guys still going to wear your Gucci, because you know Gucci, if you go back and look it up, Gucci put a lot of racist stuff out there. Many of them were being blunt about not making, when they made their clothes, they made it not for us to wear. Come on now. But, you know, when are we going to say enough is enough and start really doing what Martin Luther King and those guys did? At least, you know, you may not agree with them marching, but at least they boycotted stores. At least it wasn't just Martin Luther King. It was the Muslim community, Nation of Islam, and other community from our, you know, different groups within our community that was actually boycotting. But we don't do that now. We'll boycott each other before we boycott the very people that are making all this money off of us. Y'all better look this up, family. So Adidas is still going to make money off of Kanye West. The very thing that Kanye West said. They cut him. They cut him, supposedly. Cut him off. But they're still going to sell some of his sneakers. Just so that way he can't sell them himself. Because if they cut all, just removed all his product, then he could take his product and go elsewhere. Look it up. I'm going to post the article. Patty Brown, yes. See, they're removing Kanye brand, right, out of Adidas, all the Adidas stores. So what they're going to do is they're going to still sell some of his sneakers, right? They're removing the Kanye or the Ye brand, but they're still going to have some of his items there, you know, and they may even go as far as not using his name, but they're still going to have the same product, but just not use Kanye's or Ye's name, but put another name up on it. You know, there's different ways of doing it, but they're still going to make money off of. See, all that grandstanding, say, oh, we're going to cut him. We don't support this. We don't support that. But look what happened. Look what happened. They are still going to sell his sneakers, his shoes. Look it up. I just read it. So family, yes, that's how it is with when you start looking at many of the things that we had to go through, our ancestors had to go through. Look at the number of inventions that we came up with. We were hated, but guess what? A lot of the inventions that our brothers and sisters came up with, they're still using it today, to this day. Stole it from us, put their names on top of it because property couldn't create patents and have patents, and you know, they was doing all kinds of shiesty things, but they're still using it right now to this day. So here it is. Adidas did all this, went public, and guess what? Many of our brothers and sisters, yeah, they're cutting ties with Kanye, with far as Jaylen Brown, and forgot the football player, and you know, Jay-Z saying things about him. You know, we good at that, family. We good at that. Yeah, Aaron Donald. You know, you're hearing what's his name, Tariq, talk about Kanye. Even though he wasn't being malicious, but I understood what he was trying to say. But I mean, you know, just the things that are being said. Things that are being said. But at least Tariq is talking about him. What about Roland Martin? What about Roland Martin? See, that's the thing, family. And getting back to the Adidas thing, and I'm about to get up out of here because I got to get red roll. Don't get caught up in the smoke and mirror. You know, don't get caught up in the smoke and mirror. You know, it's kind of making me think about the Wizard of Oz. Remember the Wizard of Oz at the end? This is the old Wizard of Oz. Remember at the end when, you know, all through the movie, right? I'll say 3/4 of the way of the movie and forward, right? 3/4 of the movie, rather. They were fearful of the Oz. I am the Oz, the great and terrible. You know, who are you and why do you seek me? He was very, he had a very, very dominant personality, very intimidating, right? And what happened? At the end, it took Toto, the dog, noticed the screen there, man behind the screen, and he went there and pulled the curtain back, right? And so the man behind the screen was actually the voice in the brain behind the eyes. Eyes was all smoke and mirrors. And he said, "Hey, don't listen to that man behind that coat, that curtain." That's what exactly what we're hearing right now. Adidas is saying, "Don't listen to the man behind the curtain," when actually the man behind the curtain is running things. Don't listen to Kanye West, but yet Kanye West is the one that's still running things. Don't listen to, we're canceling Kanye West, but yet you're still selling his product. Come on, family. Boyce Watkins did a great commentary on financial war, the financial wars that are happening with this whole situation. Family, that's the truth. Like the old school would say, that's the truth. Roots. I'm turning some AC on in here. But family, I just wanted to share with you guys, brothers and sisters, let's not be so quick to kick brothers and sisters out of the community. Don't get me wrong. Kanye West rubbed me some kind of way when he said some of the things he said. But I'm from the old school. The way that I was raised is that even though you don't like your brothers and sisters may say something you don't like and you want to fight them inside the house, but when you get outside this house, y'all better be a unified front. Y'all better not sit up here and let anyone come between y'all. That's how we was raised. But we was raised that, don't let anyone come between family. Don't let anyone come between family. And, I'm not going to be part of the lynching crew. I'm just not going to do that. I am not going to be part of the lynch mob, with this here. Again, Kanye West could have used better selection of words. There's a difference of saying death con versus def con. I understand that from a military perspective. I understand the def cons and the threat cons. All that is just a level of awareness. I understand that, but he tweeted death con, DEATH. You can't get around it. Because why? That gave the window of opportunity. It gave the window of opportunity. Had he not even mentioned that, let's just say, had he not even mentioned anything military related and just focused on what he focused on as far as saying we the people of the book, those type of things, would he be dealing with what he's dealing with right now? Because he's not the only celebrity, so to speak, that said we the people of the book, because I posted plenty of testimonies on We Woke Now. So again, for me, I'm not jumping on that bandwagon. I'm not jumping in that line to add insult to what's someone that's already being injured. Who knows? Could this be his way of getting out of his different contracts? I don't know. But the thing about it is, for me, it's the discussion that we need to have, which we're having. If we're saying that we're coming out, separating ourselves and coming out from among, then that means we have to stop supporting the products. We have to stop supporting these groups, these people, the very people that have enslaved us. We still financing the delusion. Come on, family. Think about it. In our community, who owns the distribution on the beauty products? The Koreans. Most gas stations is owned by who? Arabs. Most apartment complexes is owned by who? The Jewish community. We got to be real about it. They own, when I say they, other communities own more in our own community than what we own. Think about it. Who own all these stores? How many things do we own? See, that's the truth right there. How many things do we own? Russell Simmons broke down about how, hey, the Jewish community owned all the major buildings downtown New York. He broke it down. Though I don't agree with everything he said, but one thing he made it clear, he literally confirmed what Kanye has been saying. Do your homework. Every company that canceled Kanye, look up who owns that company. Look up who is the CEO, who's the president of those companies. Look it up and just look at their background. You know, only the biggest thing I just hope that Kanye West do is get better at his message. Get better at his message. I just believe that his message is all over the place. I believe that he should get his message together. I listened to him a number of times on his interviews, and I understand some of the things he's trying to say, but he has to get his message straight. But getting back to Adidas, because I don't want to focus on Kanye right now. I want to focus on Adidas. I want to focus on all these different groups that's call themselves canceling him, starting with Adidas. They're still going to make money off of him. You say you don't support anti-Semitism, but yet, calling them an anti-Semitic person. You don't tolerate, as they quote, hate speech and all this other stuff. But yet, guess what? They still selling this product, right? They still selling this product. If you say that you don't tolerate it, then don't sell none of his product. If you saying that he promotes hate, then don't promote any of his product. Don't sell any of his product. Don't put your name on top of it to keep selling it instead of saying Kanye, you're gonna put Adidas on it. No, and anyone that still purchase those items, guess what? You are a contradiction. You are a hypocrite. Regardless of what names they may try to put on it, if you still go in there and buy them from Adidas, you are a hypocrite. Especially those that said that they canceling Kanye West. Best, especially those that said that they threw with Kanye West, especially within this community. Many said that they threw with Kanye West. Okay, let's see if you're going to still buy his product under another name within Adidas. Come on, family, we good at that. We want to have we want things to change, but what are we changing? You got New Orleans Saints. That fleur de lis that's on that helmet is what they use to cut the hamstrings, use to brandon, use to castrate, use to put mark slits down the center of our nose to deform our faces, use to brandon our people. Those are the items that they use, and what are we doing? We still celebrating and wearing those symbols. Some of our brothers just can't give up that football. Come on, family. The Celtics, come on now. That leprechaun. Do you know leprechaun means little people? Do you know the real history behind St. Patrick? The Twas, which was a pygmy type of people, and we didn't come up with pygmies, but still. Look up, leprechaun simply means little people. Look up what I did about the teaching on that. I brought out the teaching on that. Come on, family. We got to be real about it. But yet, the Native Americans, they were able to get the Washington Redskins to change their name. They were able to get the Cleveland Indians to change their name. But what can we do? What are we willing to do? We'll cancel each other out, but we won't really take a stand. Kaepernick took a knee, but look what happened. Remind me of Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali fought against being drafted because he's saying, hey, no one in Vietnam has ever called me a nigger. That's what he literally said. Have never called me a nigger. So you want me to go fight this war against the people that never insulted me, but I'm getting called a nigger from a derogative term here in this country. You want me to go fight a war? That's Muhammad Ali. But what happened? He was banned from boxing for almost 5 years, and guess what happened? Our people still supported boxing, still watched boxing, still supported it. While Muhammad Ali is out there living from paycheck to paycheck, actually didn't even have a paycheck, struggling. Come on, family. We still supported the product of the very people that have enslaved us. And when I say that, I'm not just referring to the Jewish community, because yes, the Jewish community was part of the enslavement of our people. It's a fact. They can't get around it. But guess what? It wasn't just the Jewish community. It was right across the board. Right across the board. The Dutch, right across the board. But we're still supporting their product. Anyway, let me get up out of here because I got to get to the house and do some things. But family, we're going to do a playbook. And Shonda, if you're still online, let's do something this Friday. Let's do a collab. if you're available, let's do a collab on. I really want to discuss that interview that you did commentary on yesterday, and I want to take every last one of those questions and we just address it from a perspective of giving the proper answer to those questions. You know, I saw the interview, and I will talk about it. But with that being said, I really appreciate it, family. Got to run until we do our live, the next live. Be blessed. Can't go back. Can't stay here. Keep moving forward. Blessings.